Well, I guess it'll make sense. Alrighty. We are now officially live absolutely everywhere. So thank you for being here. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Seisha. This is Thick Thigh Thursday. I am live. I'd like to say every Thursday, but listen, I've been busy, y'all. But it is every Thursday. It is Thick Thigh Thursday. And if I swear, if you're ever missing me greatly on a Thick Thigh Thursday or any other day of the week, you can always go to YouTube. You can always watch the playback sessions of my Thick Thigh Thursdays. They're always very supportive, always very motivating and confidence building. And that's what I do. And you are why I do it, right? You being here, you having the conversations with me, you asking your questions, you are why I do this. I am honored to be able to hold this space at all times. I always say that. I live a great life, and it is amazing, even when it's hard. And and I know that like what I'm doing is important. I know that my words are important. I know that the space that I create is important. And I love helping other women find that space in their lives. And I'm also going to push on that a little bit because I've told you in the last few weeks, like I've honestly been, I think dating and opening myself up to different men has shown me that y'all need healing. Not that I didn't know, but I also didn't feel like I could support it in certain ways. And now thoughts and opportunities and just different situations are opening up to me where that is also true. So I'm excited to be able to offer certain spaces to men, to women. But I hold space for women. I take women all over the world. We see beautiful things and look amazing together and go do fun stuff. That's what we do. And I'm super excited about it. So welcome to Thick Thigh Thursday from Cartagena, Colombia, right? We are here in my hotel room, like me and you. And if you hear traffic, that's because this is a big city. Like, well, I don't know, a big city is a busy city. And and I'm from New York, so like it doesn't bother me at all, but that might be something that you want to take into consideration if you're looking to just have a vacation here. And there are areas that are quieter, areas that are louder, streets that are busier, streets that are more calm. So they do offer a lot of things here. So I don't want you, I'm not saying that to discourage you from your trip. I'm just saying that's what I know now. And I want to share the information with you. Every time I get the information, I want to share it with you. If you have questions about retreats, if you have questions about Colombia, if you have questions about anything here that we're working on, and maybe it's a yoga question, I'd love that too. Please feel free to ask your questions. I do have some questions in already early, so you can always check my Instagram story for the Thick Thigh Thursday preview and what we're going to talk about. So if you're like, I'm going to get my question in there, get it in. And then if you happen to miss the Thursday, if that's okay, because again, where can you find it? On YouTube. The replays are all there. The conversation is there. I want you to have access to this because I feel like what we talk about here is important. The questions that people ask are important. So I would love to know, drop it in the chat. Where are you watching from? Did I get people before letting me know? Did I miss folks? We got New York. We got Texas. Hey, Texas. Hey, New York. I am not like I am. Thank you, Real to Me, 755. So I just want to shout out that I have one of my attendees signed in live from Queens who will be here with me in Cartagena on Saturday. And that's one of the coolest things I've said all day. Hey girl, Crystal's also here from New York. And Kay from Ottawa, Canada, she's questioning my my caption, and that is important, and I'm glad it caught your eye, right? So I know, I'm so excited, right? I'm so excited. Crystal, also, I'll be doing beach yoga again. Keep your eyes open, okay? I'd love to have you there and back. Okay, so I'm honestly like, so I went to, so if you've been paying attention, I went to Tulum for my 35th birthday last month. And 8 days by myself-ish, right? I'm live in too many places to take a co-host. Apologies. So um I went to Tulum. I honestly, right now, I'm loving Cartagena in comparison to Tulum. So that is something that for me, this is a space that I just appreciate a lot better in this time. If I was looking for more, and like, mind you, Cartagena is parties. There are more bars than restaurants. There are so many bars. Every other place is a bar, and cool. Like, no hate. Enjoy it, right? But um that is something to note. And even though there's so many bars and whatever, it's just like it's like, but they're here. They're on the main street. They're in this. They're in that. It's like in Tulum, it was like you could just hear the party at all times. That that to me was a little too much. Maybe I'm an older lady now. I don't know. It just wasn't as exciting for me as this has been. This has been great. This has been really comfortable for me. And honestly, like, so I'm staying in Manga, which is a little, it's like right over a bridge, which I've walked over that bridge. You may have seen it in my stories, right? I walked over that bridge to between Manga and Gethsemane, right? So cool. It has been everything is very walkable. Like, after I get off this live with y'all, I'm about to walk around the corner to get a burrito. um, they had, and last night I walked somewhere that was 5 minutes away to get fresh arepas and delicious. Thank you for the lives. I mean, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Please like and share the live. If there is ever anything that I am saying that feels good, feels right, feels helpful, just feels warm to you, please share, share, share. That is the best way you could help me for free. Thank you. Thank you in advance. So the yeah, so I've been loving it. And I was pretty comfortable. I'm also like, y'all know I'm a pretty confident person. This is my job and all. But I definitely felt like comfortable to walk around and stuff like that last year when I was in Bali. I just wish I am filled with regret in this moment for not taking that time, because that was based on somebody else and their schedule and their life, not me and what I actually could do. So I wanted to address it because the idea that like I remember I was sitting there at the restaurant where I first had dinner in Tulum, my first night in Tulum. And it's just that it happened recently, right? So if it had been here instead, I would have had the same feeling, I think. But I'm sitting there at that first night at the restaurant, and I'm like, you know what? I would have had to figure all this shit out anyway, whether I was with somebody or not. Especially if it was my man, right? Like, if it was a partner, that's always been the case. And I don't have to do it. I was sitting up working last night, and I was like, ain't nobody here complaining about me working. This is great, right? So the biggest regret is honestly like not doing it sooner, not doing it anyway, because people will hold you back, right? And so we've had this discussion several times. Like, your friends will hold you back, they won't go, they'll say yes, they'll be interested, they'll say whatever, and then when it's time to put up money, time to put in things, that they don't show up, they don't put in their deposits, they don't pay, they don't send it, they don't whatever, right? Raise your hand if you had that experience happen. Yeah, right? That's happening. You can't get the group chat out of you can't get the trip to happen out of the group chat, right? We've seen that. We felt that. It's annoying. It's frustrating even, because you just don't have the opportunity to, right? Like, I love, I'm falling in love with this solo travel situation. Like, just because like I can just go. And part of it is like, especially because I do this, I work online. I am very much in charge of myself. I don't have to be in one spot. So allowing myself to be held down by someone else who does just really isn't in the cards for me right now. And I do appreciate when it is a matter of like, well, this person has like stability here and whatever. But if you're still not making the money you want to make and not living the life you want to live, I don't know. Like, I'm not with it. And if that's the life you want, if you want to live in your own despair, cool, without Seisha. That's all I'm saying. Because I always want to lift people up, right? Like that's one of the things that happens at these retreats. Like we're always just, it's always so positive. The girls are amazing. The conversations are great. The things that we learn about each other, about ourselves, the spaces that we take up, the yoga that we do, the way our bodies feel. Do we feel worked? Do we feel a little tired? Because yes, we're in all this sun and it's hot and like we're traveling around. Um, and I get it, right? Like this is a space that we don't necessarily get to take up all the time. One of the things about Colombia that is amazing, just walking around the streets thus far, is that is in flat blah, blah words. That it is, in fact, super black, like mad black. Like I've never seen visuals that look like us, so celebrated, so largely, so colorful, so open, like on the walls. I will post some stuff. I've been holding back so that I don't ruin the surprises and stuff for my attendees because they'll be here on Saturday. But I have been recording things and taking things down. I'm going to be posting my itinerary, my experiences, things that I've eaten, like all of that. I will be posting stuff, but like I said, I don't want to put all of it out before my girls get here. I'm reading. My first solo trip was in Cancun. I broke down and cried happy tears because I really trust myself. It's a wonderful feeling. Yes, girl. It is a wonderful feeling. And Kay, I can do solo travel locally, but doing the big trip solo seems so out of reach. Where was your first? So that's what I'm saying. Literally last month was technically my first in Tulum, not Cancun, like yours. But at the same time, like this is part of the reason why I have had these conversations. I love this because it doesn't hold me back, but I appreciate that group space so much because yes, sometimes you would just want to have somebody to walk around with. Yes, you want to have somebody to take your pictures. Yes, you just want to feel safer that way. I do feel super safe here, just 100%, y'all, just for real. So we're clear. I do feel very safe as long as you're smart, right? Like don't walk around flashing money looking like a victim. Like that really seems to be it. And then, so again, my first solo trip was to Tulum, and I had been to Mexico multiple times before. So I hadn't stayed in Tulum before. I've been in other areas. So it was still a different experience. But like, I just feel like if you want to do it, you should try it. And if you don't want to do it, there are alternatives. That is part of the reason I was talking to my web developer because I have a new retreat launching maybe tomorrow. I was talking to my web developer and I said to him, like, yeah, that's one of the things. Like, girls, these retreats offer women safety, right? We are able to travel in numbers that we would not be able to gather just by ourselves, right? And the idea is like, yeah, we have someone. I have someone to go here with. I have someone checking for me that has my back. I have people paying attention. And like as a group, you also draw attention, but at the same time, but there's so many of us, right? And this is the largest group I've ever had. It'll be 11 women. I'm very excited about that. Also a little nervous. And that's something that I also want to make clear at all times. I can be nervous about things and it'll still be okay. I can be worried. I can be anxious. I face the things. I have gone through some stuff mentally and I'll be like, oh my God, this is going to happen. I'm so freaked out, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's fine. It's fine. That's really it. That's the size of it. It's fine. Crystal, I admire people who travel solo. I don't like flying alone, and that's real. And I get that. And I think that's part of it. Like, so last year, let's talk about last year, right? Because that's a part of my lineup here as well. So last year we went to Bali. And people keep asking me about Bali. I might send out an interest form if people want to go back. I wouldn't go back for another Unlocking Self-Love in April, but I'd probably go back towards the end of the year. But either way, Bali last year was a lot of girls' first time solo traveling as well. And so far, right? It really is the other side of the world. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? The travel last year, literally other side of the globe. We're talking 12 hours difference in time, like the absolute other side of the world. And because it's such a long trip, a lot of people took extra days either in the beginning or the end. And some people took it other places, right? Added it on to another location. One girl went to Turkey and Istanbul. And then another girl just was in Bali, but like all over, stayed at a different area. There was a lot of experiences, and I love that what I offered was the base for that, right? None of these girls, myself included, from this experience solo travel have been like, oh, this was bad. Never. Haven't heard it. Have not heard it. Now, I have heard people say, like, I don't think I could solo travel, especially if it's a place where you don't know the language and whatever. I tend to also blend in Spanish speaking countries a little bit. I don't really blend in anywhere for real, but I blend in a little bit enough. And I speak enough Spanish because I'm from New York that I can kind of get by. And then people like double look at me because yes, I am Chinese. That's a thing. And like I said, I speak enough Spanish to kind of get by, especially regular interactions with stores and whatever. So it's not that difficult, but I do suggest like brushing up, especially on like your numbers, right? Because then that's money, right? Uh, but allowing yourself to just go and make plans in advance. That's kind of the thing that I would say is probably the biggest factor. Make the plans in advance. Knowing that and knowing what I know now, like I don't have any doubt that no matter whether I'm in a relationship or not, at the next time a retreat comes or any other subsequent time a retreat comes, I'm still coming early. It might not be quite as early. It was really that like I was coming from Miami last weekend doing speaking at that expo. And so my options were to fly from New York to Miami, back to New York, down to here, or just leave from Miami and come here. And the flights from New York to Cartagena were far more expensive than Miami. It seemed like a series of decisions that made sense. However, it is kind of crazy to just be like, yeah, no, I'm just leaving my house for a month. I left on the 4th. I left on the 4th. I'm not coming back until the 26th. And I'm happy. I know Crystal says, yes, I can speak Spanish. I just want to feel safe. And I feel you. And I think that that's where the research kind of comes into play, right? Especially, like I said, planning stuff in advance, knowing what you wanted to do, knowing what you had in mind is a huge factor, right? Taking the time to make sure like you know a little bit enough to get along. You don't need to be fluent, especially if you're not going to do anything wild, right? Like don't walk down back alleys. Like I said, don't come out flashing your money. I took a picture earlier because I went to go pay for the retreat attendees for our activities because my cards were charging. Oh, that's something else to keep in mind. Whatever transactions, think about that. Think about whether your phone's going to work. I thought that my phone was going to work based on the eSIM that I had. And then I learned that when you buy an eSIM that it does allow you to have like access to SMS and whatever, then they'll give you a number based in the area. That does not mean your number will work necessarily, regular SMS and text message. That's a lesson that I learned, travel lesson. I'm suffering from it, but I'm okay, obviously, right? So it's just a matter of like learning and figuring out what's what. I just had to end up like going and taking more cash out. That was really the biggest consequence, and paying for things in cash. So it is safe to speak Spanish. If you speak a little French, it might be good for you to go somewhere that was colonized by France. And then you might be able to get along pretty well. Places that speak Portuguese, this is like a mix. Thank you, and thank you. Yes, I do, and I appreciate it. I am, and yes, I use WhatsApp. No, so that's the thing. I can use WhatsApp. It's a matter of like that too. we always start our girls chat groups on WhatsApp well before the retreat starts. So everybody has time to get in there. Everybody has time to ask questions. I can organize people in their pickup and drop off times for the airport and connect folks who are going to be on the same flights because they're coming from the same areas. I do have a lot of attendees and followers in the New York area, in the Texas area, and some in Florida, but not so much, honestly. And crazy, right? Like I lived there for 2 years. But I mean, y'all know New York is home. I can't help but be a New Yorker, no matter what I do or where I go. I can't say I've tried. I've tried to be quiet. That has not worked. It's okay. Oh well. But yeah, so conversations are fine. Connecting with people is fine. That hasn't been an issue at all. It's more like the bank transactions, right? So that's the thing. I can't approve them because I can't get messages through my regular phone number. It's a whole thing. So just paying attention. WhatsApp also will not work if you're out and about without Wi-Fi. That is true. What is also true is that what I've seen here, I mean, not like when we go to the volcano, because it's a volcano, but all the restaurants, all the bars have Wi-Fi. Everything has Wi-Fi when they're walking around, like all the locations, anywhere that you would stop, most likely has Wi-Fi. Thank you, darling. I am trying to live my best life. And that's the thing. Like when my life shifted completely last year and I had my big breakup and I moved from Florida back to New York, I was in a space where I was like, you know what? This is super freeing. And I remember, and I was talking to you guys about at that point, like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of regrets. I don't have a lot of regrets. Praise the Lord. I don't have a lot of regrets because I do what I want to do. I don't have a lot of regrets. I ran retreats while I was in this relationship, while I was doing what I needed to do. I left my job on purpose, not to lean on anybody else financially, but because my business had come to this level that I could focus on this, and because I wanted to spend the last year of my mother's life with her, right? I took control. I did the things I wanted to do. I made the decisions that I felt were right pretty much at all times. That's what I mean when I say the regret, right? I didn't feel that regret until I was in Tulum, until I was here by myself, well, there by myself. And I was like, I wanted to do this. Now, I do appreciate that I got to do like a big thing for my 35th birthday. And do I want to travel? And I have traveled. I was in Miami for my 31st birthday. I was, like I've been in different places for different reasons, but I have done it. It's just, this is the biggest thing that I've done. And it was a choice. And it was a choice that I felt like I really had to make by myself. I didn't want the experience of people being like, oh, I want to go, and then bailing, or I had to wait for their money, or, oh, maybe this, or maybe that, or I'll meet you then, or I won't do that. I had no desire for any of those situations. And that's what's also great about these retreats. You don't really necessarily know anybody. You're not excited or disappointed by anybody coming or not coming. Once you get to the place, once you get in the conversation in the group chat, it's like, oh, hey, let's chat, whatever. Hi, nice to meet you. Excited to meet you girls, whatever. Like the conversation's already going. Thank you, Tina. Hey girl, how are you? How's your baby stir fry? So, the conversations are always great. They are always just super uplifting, super positive, super like just supportive. Everybody, you have somebody to take pictures for you. You have somebody to watch your bag if you want to go to the bathroom. You have that. And that is something you don't have when you solo travel. If you're a person that's like, oh yeah, I bust out my tripod, like me, right? Bust out my tripod, sit it down, sit my phone up against something, whatever it is, I'll do it because I'm used to this and I like this life, right? I like documenting what I have going on. I like taking this. And thank you for being here, babe. And I like taking up space in this way. And then I like being able to provide that, right? Like I'll take your pictures. I'll pose you up. I will make sure we got videos of this. We got that. Like I'll get the content. That part for me is fine. Whether I'm alone or with a group of people or with somebody else, I got you. That I don't mind at all, but that's the kind of person I am. If you're the kind of person, you don't want that, you don't want to be the one taking pictures, you don't want to have to set up a tripod, you don't want to have to do all that, maybe that's also not something that's appealing to you, right? Maybe you need to hire a photographer. That's also a thing. But as far as like just experiencing life and talking about it and being able to share your memories, are you making memories that are shareable? Are you living a life that does allow you to experience such things? Are you being who you want to be? Like I said, I didn't feel the regret. I did feel annoyance. Like one day I'll tell y'all about how this man tried to keep me up all night before my retreat started. One day. Not right now. Today's not the day. But if I had just been of my own volition, if I just like this, like if I wasn't trying to cater to somebody else's schedule, just like this year, I was not trying to cater to anybody else's schedule. Like my baby cousin, I miss him greatly. I gave him a nice big hug and held on to him, and he was like pressed up against me, like, "Are you leaving?" Yes, I'm leaving. So I'm giving you a nice long hug because I'm gonna miss you. I am gonna miss him. I swear to God, he's gonna be taller when I get back. Like crazy, right? But I wasn't gonna change my plans for him. I wasn't gonna change the schedule. I wasn't gonna change what I was doing, where I was going. Oh, okay. Well, hmm. Okay, that's interesting. I've learned that I can't show the question on the screen, but I can't show the question on the screen when the badges are on. That means you have to buy my badges, which is funny. So I got K with the eyes on one side and a question with the eyes on the other side. So I guess I will tell you. So last year, I was I was with my ex. We were traveling together. He did come. He did support. He did provide services at the retreat. Like fine, which is also why I made the declaration that we are no longer together and that I do not support anything he does, because I don't want y'all to think he's safe. He's not, in my opinion, and the evidence that I've given you. Anyway, so we got to the hotel. It was supposed to be 2 days before. We missed a connection, so it was only one day before, which again, super flustered, frustrated. Like this, I had 4 days, and again, only because I was coming from Miami, but I would have comfortably had 2 to 3 days of full experience time before the ladies got here. That seems ideal in this moment. That's also a retreat tip, which was another question. If there's any tips for people who run retreats or want to run retreats, like that's a retreat tip. We're at this hotel, beautiful hotel. Like it was a little noisy because it was, again, on a main street, which, listen, y'all, if I've learned anything, get off the main streets if you want some quiet. And that doesn't necessarily guarantee it. It really depends on the area you're staying in. But a little loud, whatever. But there was this nice little like river type of pool in the middle, and ended up having a conversation with a Australian man. Do I believe he was directly hitting on me? Not at first. He was trying to have a conversation with literally both of us, right? Just being friendly, introduce yourself. You've been to a hotel, you swim up to the bar and whatever, have conversations with people. From there, that man decided to lose his mind and tell me that I needed to enjoy myself on my date and stormed off. And I was like, well, I'm gonna finish this drink because, again, this is who I am. Like coming to me with a bad ego, a low set of self-esteem. Like, sorry for you that you chose to do that, because that's just how insecurity is so loud, right? And like it's just the insecurity was loud. I don't whatever, right? Sounds like something my ex would say. It was so weird. And again, I was trying to play it off, right? I was like, okay, well, I feel like he's just really tired from like that long flight because, girl, Sahara. Anyway, I was thinking, somebody, he's just upset because of the long flight. Like, we move a lot as people. So I kind of understand, like, you're not in the best mood. I'm going to just give you your time. I'm really good at I'm going to give you some time, because when I'm not in a good mood, I would like some time, right? Like, I would just like that space respected. Like, that's me. That's how I operate. And I thought we were on the same page. And then obviously it was like, no, I need to pick a bigger fight because of my ego, because I need that space. And like, more power to you for wanting that. Go get it from somebody else toxic. I'm good. I'm so straight on that. You could have it. And I realized that especially because of what happened before the October retreat, you're upset that this isn't about you, right? When I say completely oblivious, didn't realize until that point in time. Especially because like I full transparency, I had expected to come back from either Bali or Thailand engaged, right? Like, and that, since that wasn't on the roster for things to do, it's just like, all right, you know what? Maybe we're not in the space that we thought we were, that I thought we were. Let's have a conversation. And then, one thing led to another. And here we are with single Seisha. Oh, it's looking like a single summer, y'all. Just also for the record. So back to the questions that we had here. Thank you, Nicholas, for the gifts. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Do you have any tips for people who want to run retreats? So that was one tip. Like I said, make sure you have the time to show up and show up early. It was easier for me that last retreat that I ran in October because it was in Orlando where I lived. So I was just receiving people in my space where I was. So I didn't really have to go anywhere prep too early. Girl, thank God it didn't work out the way I thought. It's his way, not my way. And I'm just more is waiting for me. More is coming my way, and I know it better than I ever anticipated or expected is coming my way. That's it, because my life is too good, right? That's it. I live too pure. I'm too honest. I'm not playing games, and everybody that is gonna play stupid games is gonna win stupid prizes. I'm just trying to be as real as I can about it. And that's it, right? And like, you could try to fuck around with me, and you will find out that I'm not about that shit whatsoever. So unapologetically me. At this point of life, I feel like it's not even a choice, because I believe so heavily in karma, in the energy that we create, that it is going to create or leave us in a space from what we have created, and it's going to come back to us, and it's going to grow, it's going to get magnified, it's going to get multiplied no matter what. So why create bullshit? That's it. I don't need more bullshit. That's it. But so so I appreciate that people one, care about the situation, and two, just understand that the way I live means something to me. The other tip that I will give, which I mentioned to TikTok because I got started early on TikTok, on the live before the live started everywhere else. I just dropped today my retreat planning ebook. This also comes with the option to do a retreat planning, either a big planning call, 90 minutes with me, or their overall wellness business coaching plan that would be 3 to 6 months. We would discuss that. But you can take a look at the retreat planning ebook. And if you're interested in, like I said, working one-on-one, my calendar opens back up in May. Obviously, it's closed now because what was I going to do? And while I'm here, right? And you asked a question, amazing question, Maya. How do you manage group dynamics on retreats? Does that get accounted for during the application process? And are there group norms? So, yes, there are group norms. We set norms that first night. I have literally never had a problem. I've never, especially not a big one. That man was the only problem. The only after complaint that I found out this is somebody that did something that I didn't like was him, and honestly, or me, right? Like if maybe I pushed somebody a little farther in journaling, then maybe they wanted to go. That can be a little bit uncomfortable of a space, and I am a person that's like, come on, girl, open it up, crack it like an egg, and that might be a lot. So but I'm very receptive to the feedback, right? So I do try to be gentle with stuff like that. But other than that, right, the everybody, when people sign up for the retreats, they put down their deposit. Then we have a call. When we have that call, I ask them questions, I give them a little bit of information. And if it doesn't seem like a fit for them, I tell them, like, I ask, are you sure? Or I tell them that I feel like something else would be a better, more appropriate for them. Maybe we just take your deposit, we roll it over into some private sessions, right? Because then then we can have more conversation. You can get your body more prepped and you can feel more comfortable, more confident in the way this is going to go. That has literally only happened one time. It only needed to happen one time. And I'll tell you why. So my retreats are on payment plans. My people are real people like you and me. We are real people, moms, businesswomen, people that have their own businesses, right? They're entrepreneurs or they're in corporate or whatever the case may be, teachers, educators, like service workers. I have real people come to my retreats. Real people don't throw thousands of dollars out to be an asshole. That's it. That's it. Rich people, absolutely, because it doesn't matter. That didn't mean anything. That might as well have been a pack of gum, right? And that's why those prices are higher when I do corporate retreats and things like that, because the money makes sense up there, right? For those things. Real people using and their money that they had to save, that they had to budget for, all those things, they're not throwing it out here to be assholes. And again, how I present myself to you is who I am, right? Like I am who I am at all times. And I feel like that in general scares a lot of people, specifically like people that are pretending, people that aren't prepared or interested in being themselves, right? They're scared to be themselves, or they know that they're a hater and they're angry and this and the other. Nothing about my energy promotes that. Nothing about the way I speak to people, the way I talk, the way I present myself, the information that I have, the way that I teach. Nothing about that makes people say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my haterade over here. Nope. One, because I'm a deflected. Two, I'm gonna protect anybody else that you're causing problems with, right? And Maya, who is a friend of mine all the way from grad school, right? She said two things here, right? Makes sense, like my like-minded attitudes when investing in the experience, 100%. And if you remember this or not, and she remembers, but if you remember this or not, I used to be a special ed teacher. I know how to deal with people. I know how to deal with people a lot of different ways, right? That's part of the reason why I do what I do. When I started teaching yoga, I just started talking to the camera about like, this is the way this works in a body like mine. This is how this works in a body that doesn't look like what you usually see on like #yoga, because like that's a 95-pound person that's the same color as their walls all the time, right? And that's just not what I have to offer. I can't. And it doesn't help me. It doesn't, and it probably doesn't help you if you're here watching my life, right? So I try to be helpful. I try to be a genuine and offer things that make sense. I hate wasting time. I hate wasting time. So if I don't want to waste my time, I want to provide value, and then I want that to be useful. Listen, they be the same color as the walls. Like, you live on a cloud. What is happening right now? That's, again, a different life. More questions. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at the questions. What have the attendees, non-American, like your parents are from a different place or you're an immigrant, but like she doesn't live in America at all. And she is coming to my retreat. I'm very excited about this. I feel super accomplished. But the sisterhood, the connection, the fact that like, so a question that I ask, and I'll let you guys know, and if you make it on one of the retreats, you'll hear it, right? Literally like night 2 or maybe the first night, maybe the second day, I will ask people like, you need to talk to each other. Tell somebody in this room why you love them, something you absolutely love about them already, even if you just met them. Tell them a thing. And I usually say like, pick 2-ish people, 2 to 3 people. Everyone always does this for everyone. Everybody's got something. I'm gonna run this down. You're so amazing because this. You're so smart. You're beautiful. You wear this stuff. This is and the other. Conversation. You're so intelligent. Like, run it down. The women are just covered in compliments and love and support. Things that you don't like about yourself, other people will absolutely adore about you every time. That happens every single time. People write it down. Sometimes people get little notes. I have also added an element to that this year that I'm not going to tell you about, but maybe I'll tell you in the recap after the retreat, which I am also still very excited about. And I love that that's the space that gets created, right? I like the girls after Bali, the girls, they met up in New York for the ones who were in week 2 of my Bali retreat last year, because week 1 sold, week 2 was a different group, right? So those girls met up in New York. They did the tea around town. They hung out. We got people sending congratulations for kids' graduations and for divorces and birthday shout outs. We've still got conversations that happens from Costa Rica, which was my very first retreat 3 years ago. Amazing. It makes my heart so happy. It like gives me chills. One of my attendees, who will be here again on Saturday, she has been at literally all of the retreats that I've hosted thus far. And then the other day, she sent me a message that was going to make me cry. She said, Seisha, I was just thinking about it. How amazing is it that I get to connect with people from every single retreat? Because I've got one of my best friends who did my YTT with me. She's coming. She went to Costa Rica, and so did this other person, right? She said, and this person from Bali, I get to be with them again. And this person from Orlando, I get to be with them again. And this person, like, and now I get to see these people. Like, I'm so excited to connect with all the people again and to be a part of it. And like, I'm not worried about the people that come, because these are the people that come. These are the people that feel like this is the space for them. I create a good space, and I know that. And I'm super appreciative that people see that in me and trust me with their money, trust me with their time, trust me with their experiences. I only want to give them amazing things back. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. I thank you. And I I love the passion and excitement. And don't you look beautiful? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really am. I am passionate about this. I am excited about this. Like, I could cry a lot of the time. I'm a Pisces though, y'all, you know. But not the point. I truly love that I get to hold this space. I truly love that I get to foster these connections, whether it's with me or with the other people or with each other, right? Like, because I feel like people do come to the retreats for me, to be quite honest. Like, a lot of it is for me, a lot of it is for the location and the experience. That's true. But like, they leave loving each other. And that is something that I am just honored and astounded by every single time. And one of the things that was a high skill for me when I was a classroom teacher was that I made great connections with students. The students never complained about me. The paras in the room never complained about how I worked with them or the kids or whatever. It was always the dumbass administration. Not the point, right? So I always have had that skill. Pouring into running retreats and coaching and doing yoga and teaching the things that I teach has allowed me to hold this space and use what I am naturally skilled at in a higher level, at a higher cost, and in a way that allows me to have a career and a life that I love. And that's something that I do in coaching. I help people understand where it is that those skills can be fostered and can be applied best, how they can be useful, right? Those are those transferable skills. Exactly, right? Those are the ways that I am able to flourish in what I do, and live a life, like I said, that makes me happy. Live a life that is fulfilling. Live a life that supports me well. I'm gonna check for last questions. And okay, so the last question I have listed here is what's my favorite thing about Colombia so far? And I really I would say probably the walkability. And I know that that's weird, but I'm from New York, right? So just being able to walk everywhere, being able to walk and just see beautiful art, see historic buildings, see just walk and see the walk along the Bay Shore. I am one rather long, but one block away from the Manga Bay. I walked there the other night. You could see the schools of fish swimming around. It's beautiful, right? Like there's so many things that you can experience that you don't have to have a car for, right? You don't have to have that space. Yes. Oh, see, girl, and the food, the coffee and the cheese. Listen, the food has been killer, like amazing. I've not had a single complaint thus far. The only complaints that I would have is like maybe that like things that I had asked for, they're like, oh, we don't have that. And they just kind of running it like you know, we do this until we run out. And then when we restock, we restock, which is kind of down home. That's the worst. They still have things on their menu. It's just they don't have everything. That's my biggest complaint. Everything that I've actually consumed, fantastic. I was closing the rings when I was there. Yes, right? Like just getting all the walking in because it is walkable. And that is something that I feel was a value also in Tulum. Tulum was very walkable. What's the place in the middle? Playa del Carmen's also rather accessible, things like that. But thank you so much, Katie. But the like that walkability, that access, like, and I think that that's a special ed teacher in me, right? Like I believe in access. I believe this should be accessible. I don't believe a lot of things should have the cost that they have, which is again why all my retreats have payment plans, right? Have like the option to get it in there. I will work with you, especially because especially because I want it to be reachable. I want you to have this experience. I just want you to jump on it, right? Listen, girl. Anyway, so I'm curious. I'm just curious. I have one question for y'all, right? Is there a place that where is if you could just travel tomorrow, where would you go? I want you to drop that in the comments. I would love to know where you would go. Yeah, no, you're not spam. That's true. You're a real life person being a crazy person. That's not better. So now, if if we Greece, we got Greece, we have Australia here. Oh, we got Greece on both pages. Tanzania. Listen, I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Africa so bad, and then I want to do like longer than this. And the thing is that I do want to do a retreat there. That's the thing. And I've had conversations with people, so that's not out, right? But but I want to go and like see so many different parts of Africa, right? Like I do want to see Tanzania, and I do want to see I want to go all along the coast. One of my best friends, she goes back to Ghana all the time, and I'm always like, I'm gonna go. And like I want to experience these places. And that's one thing that I will say about being here, right? That oh, you're in Ghana? That's awesome. You hear the Ghana's doing, yes, right? I've heard so many amazing things and seen them because I watch her stories and I'm like, oh God, I'm so jealous, right? And then she's messaging me when I'm on the rooftop up here, like, oh man, living the life. And okay, we got Alaska, we got Haiti, Amsterdam, London, Spain. I love it. Iceland. Did I say Haiti out loud? Yes, Haiti. Yeah. Ooh, Tanzania. Right? Like, so I love that that you have these places in mind. And just one question, I don't want it to be negative. I just want you to consider what is holding you back from that. Now, if what's holding you back from that is because Stacia didn't run a retreat there yet, you DM me. We got business. Okay? Remember that. But on the other end, right? Like, if it's just a matter of you wanted people to go, or your partner didn't want to go, or your family wouldn't go with you, right? Okay, let me get these coins together. Listen, Kay, listen, and I said payment plans, right? There are people that have been paying on this trip from last year all the way till March. I make it so that if you have like, as we get it out as long as possible, and the payments are very reasonable, but you're on a contract. You pay for the things. That's really it. Right, Crystal saying flying alone. Okay, so again, a matter of like, maybe it's not me. I would love for it to be me. I would love to have you on a yoga retreat, right? I would love to have everybody. If I could host a 1,000,000-person free yoga retreat, I would, like, I just can't. But right, if it's flying alone, if it's your schedule, if it's the money, whatever it is, that just means that there's a plan. Yes, fill out the form. So Kay is reminding me, thank you so much, Kay. It's like I fed you that line. I'm going to send in a form from your website. I'm genuinely interested. Yes. So make sure you join the retreat interest form, because everybody that has signed up on that interest form is going to receive an email tomorrow with the next retreat that is happening in October. Okay. And I will, and that's the next international retreat, but I will be dropping a domestic one as well. Probably also September, very similar to the same time frame as I had last year. Right now, these are things that are working in my schedule. So I want to be able to find some consistency for folks, because that also is helpful, right? I always travel with my family, and then Maya says it was because my schedule was chained like a slave, right? Chained to the NYC school schedule. Now we outside. Okay, we outside. I've been outside. The inside does not know me any longer. That is it. Okay. So September or October for you for your birthday? Curious. And then I have a K on both Instagram and TikTok, but I appreciate y'all talking, and I'm sorry if I'm confusing you. So, so yes, if you have those plans, if you have those desires, right, and they're not plans, the why is important. And there's nothing in October. Okay, good. So we overseas, we outside. Okay. And I mean, it would be early for you. Listen, okay, that's how it works, right? And both of y'all could be there, and it'll be K and K living it up with me. All right, let's do it. So the overall, the idea is there's a way to get everything you want. There's a way to get absolutely everything you want. And it is about writing it down. It is about being serious. It is about being serious about it. It is about allowing yourself to be realistic about things in a way that makes sense. Sometimes we call being realistic. We call ourselves being realistic when we are actually being very negative. That's not the same thing. Just because somebody acted like that when you were younger doesn't mean that that's real, right? We can be realistic. We can write down our goals. We can figure out what's holding us back. We can find that space as long as we believe in it. That's right, Maya, right? Like we can do it. We just actually have to believe that that's real. Have to believe that that's true, right? I released a coloring book today, and I'm not an artist. I just love the way our figures and our shapes look. I figured it out. I made something that I think is beautiful. I gladly offered it to the world, and I am appreciative that I got to do it. Do I think I'm going to make $1 million from it? Listen, Jesus, sure, yes. But if I don't, I did it. I created it. I made it. I put it out there. I offered it to the world because I believe in it, right? Everybody talks about how thick these legs are in this, in my logo, and that is on purpose. That is intentional. I want you to see the representation at all times. In any way that I can provide it, I will. This is what I do, and I believe in it. I believe in it 10 toes down. This is my whole entire life, and I love what I do. I appreciate you being here, right? And I appreciate that this is the space that I get to hold. If you know that you are ready for a retreat, ready for maybe it is yoga that you just want one-on-one yoga. Like I said, my calendar is going to open back up in May. If you are interested in running retreats, maybe it is a matter of hiring me or working with me to make that happen. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to talk to you about it, see where your desires are. And if you, like I said, if you just want to go, make sure you fill out that interest form, right? Um, Money isn't the issue. It is about the flying alone. And I get that. So maybe it's a matter of making sure you're traveling with somebody that you know. Because that's the thing too, right? So I've been able to connect people that live in the same areas, especially you coming from New York, somebody else is gonna be coming from New York. That's like not to toot my own horn. I don't mean to sound too confident about it, but my main base is in New York, right? Like, so it might not be somebody that is a best friend or family member, but you wouldn't be alone. I've got 3 girls on the same flight in and out from here. So I got 3 girls on the same flights from New York. No, I have 5 girls. I have 3 together and another 2 together on the same flights in and out, right? All from the New York, New Jersey area. So just putting that out there. And if it's a matter of getting a friend, right? Like it's cheaper to do doubles. If you have a friend that will travel with you, you'll save some money on that, and you'll have somebody with you for all the other things, right? And at the same time, what's great about the group is this is why I explained the difference between like group, solo, and family and couples and friends travel in a thread the other day. So if you didn't see that, go check that out, right? But the benefit there is when you're not just with one person that you know, right? When you're with more than one person, y'all can have time from each other. Important. Oh, did I do that? Is that a thing? So sorry, I set off some balloons. But right, I just want to say, like, this is what I mean when I say like whatever's holding you back, there's a way around it. Right? Which is also why I'm annoying. Like, this is why I'm annoying as fuck, which is why men don't want to date me because I don't let them come up with excuses. This is why women don't want to be my friends because I don't let them come up with excuses. I'm not having your pity party with you. I'm not like, it's just not happening. I will receive your feelings. I am aware, right? I will receive your feelings always. I will never let you feel like what you're saying is invalidated. At least in my opinion, I don't, right? I really try to be here to be a soft landing because I love my people. But I'm just not going to let you make the excuse. How are we doing this? Let's figure this out. My coloring book, it's the last post that I just posted on my Instagram, but go right into my story. That is in there. It is on my website, right? That's why I appreciate your friendship. And right? Like we don't let each other just sit in squalor, but yes, feel the pain, right? And yes, it is on the Think That Yoga website. Thank you, girl. You the best, right? You can order it on you can get the digital download immediately, and you can check in my story for that print link. Crystal, if you want me to send you the link, like if you want it in print, let me know. Okay. TikTok is like, are you still here? Yes. Okay. So like I said, if you are here and you are not a person that is on your way to meet me in a couple days, but you wish you were, make sure you fill out the retreat interest form that is in the links. If you click the link in my bio, you will get there. Absolutely. I'll put it in my story again, especially since we're here. I'm sure people are asking the questions. I have my links in TikTok, and that's really all I can do because they don't let you do other things. But if you type in thick thigh yoga, you're going to find me. If you went to somebody else, you didn't type in thick thigh yoga. That's it. Those are the things. It's one or the other. It's very black and white. I went in, I claimed all the names. It's me. Okay. Thickthighyoga.com will get you to all the places. I do offer one-on-one yoga online, possibly in person if you're in New York. I do offer sessions that people sign up for in my retreat. I've got 3 specific private sessions during my retreat with attendees, right? Because they get that time. Yes, thank you for being here. Thank you. I love you so much. Make sure that you are on the mailing list, that you're getting the offers. Everybody that's on my mailing list got the email of the coloring book that I released today, as well as the retreat planning ebook. If you are a yoga teacher, I am going to be starting a new list for people who are specifically yoga teachers or wellness practitioners that want more support in that area, because I appreciate being able to hold the space for fellow entrepreneurs. That's conversation that I've been having a lot recently. And if you are in those email lists, you will get the announcements, you will get the information. If you are in my broadcast channel, you will get new journal prompts every weekend. Ashley, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. If you're ever looking for these conversations, you're looking for the playback, you're like, okay, well, I missed what she said, I didn't see the beginning, or I'd love to know more about that topic, you can always go back to my YouTube channel. They're on my Thick Thigh Thursday playlist. It is, if you were looking for this conversation, the way every week, it's there. There's a lot of videos, right? And I'm not saying you have to watch every single one, but it could be good for you. If you like this, if this is meaningful for you, it would be useful for you, right? You can find that on my YouTube channel. Again, YouTube/Thick Thigh Yoga, everywhere, okay? That